The new 2018 Subaru Ascent 3-row crossover is set to hit the North American market next year, and this vehicle will be the first of its kind for Subaru of America, SOA. Subaru is celebrating 50 years in the US next year in a big way with celebratory events, 50th anniversary special edition models, and by giving away 50 new cars. They will also launch the new 2018 Subaru Ascent 3-row crossover, and it will be the biggest vehicle Subaru has ever built. This new SUV will change things in the US, but no other global markets will get it. The 2018 Subaru Ascent crossover will be built in Lafayette, Indiana, and it will be only sold in North America and won't be offered anywhere else around the globe. It's what North American Subaru dealers and consumers have been asking for, and the Subaru Corporation is delivering. Subaru dealers in Australia want it, but they will only be able to look and not touch. Ascent will ride on the new Subaru Global platform, which will be a modified version compared to the Impreza and Crosstrek platforms. The 3-row crossover will be considerably larger than the platform that underpins the new Impreza and 2018 Crosstrek. It will have the same benefits as the new Crosstrek with improved safety, ride quality, and driving dynamics. Ascent replaces the Tribeca, and they won't make the same mistakes it made with that 3-row SUV. It will be longer, wider, and higher, with a length of 204.7 inches versus 192 inches. It is 79.9 inches wide, an increase of nearly 6 inches compared with the discontinued Tribeca. With a height of 72 inches, it is 4 inches taller than the outgoing model. The new Subaru Corporation expects the new Ascent will be a big hit with American families, and they could sell more than 60,000 of the new family-sized SUVs in the first year alone. Subaru wants to cash in more on the crossover craze that is driving their sales in the US to new records every year. Subaru could sell more Ascents than their new Impreza compact and Legacy sedan that are also built in their US plant in Indiana. The new 2018 Subaru Ascent 3-row will have more interior passenger room, will be the largest Subaru vehicle ever built, and it will be fuel efficient. Subaru of America expects the all-new 3-row 2018 Subaru Ascent to be a big hit with their customers looking to move up to a larger vehicle. The Ascent will change things in a big way in North America as the Cherry Hill, New Jersey automaker celebrates 50 years in the US. Consumers will only find it in North American showrooms late next year. All other global markets can only look and not touch. You can almost hear North Americans cheering.
Nissan is looking to hire 40 leaving cert students as an alternative to the CAO. The Nissan Apprentice Academy are offering the places for people interested in training to become a qualified automotive technician. James McCarthy, CEO of Nissan Ireland, said, "This is no ordinary apprenticeship, as it offers a unique opportunity to work with the innovative intelligent mobility technologies that are shaping the future of the motor industry and driving the demand for Nissan cars. We created the Academy to develop the technicians of tomorrow and to help future-proof our business so that we can service the demand for connected, autonomous and electric cars like the zero-emissions Nissan Leaf and new Nissan Qashqai." Applicants can apply online, and the lucky 40 will be trained over 4 years to become qualified automotive technicians. Successful candidates will be employed by local Nissan dealers across Ireland before the end of the year. Apprentices will complete their normal block release apprenticeship with SOLAS. They will also receive Nissan product training throughout their apprenticeship relevant to their experience and ability. The highest performing graduate will be offered into its automotive third-level degree courses and advancement within the Nissan Apprentice Academy. Mr. McCarthy added, "This is an exciting time to be working in the motor industry. Nissan is leading the way with intelligent mobility and changing the way cars are powered, driven and integrated into society. Now is the time to be part of this evolution." Nissan is currently testing advanced autonomous driving on public roads, and the technology that will equip a car to pick you up, navigate heavy traffic and find parking all on its own, and that is happy to give you back control of the wheel, is within reach. Applications can be made online at www.nissan.experience Nissan Apprentice Academy. The closing date for applications is Saturday 30th September 2017. And pleasing news for Nissan 370Z enthusiasts. We has learned that the upcoming 2018 Nissan 370Z Nismo, due to launch locally in the coming weeks, will boast 253 kilowatts of power and 371 Newton-meters of torque. Up 8 kilowatts and 8 Newton-meters on the standard, and recently price-cut, Nissan 370Z, the outputs, luckily, put the local variant on par with versions offered in the UK and other overseas markets. According to a document leaked to us, the 2018 Nissan 370Z Nismo's naturally aspirated 3.7-liter V6 has had the extra outputs liberated with help from an exclusive H-configured exhaust system design and muffler tuning, along with enhanced ECM, engine control module, calibration. Nissan Australia announced pricing for the Nissan GT-R Nismo's baby brother 2 weeks ago ahead of its launch in September, but is as yet still to officially announce the model's outputs or any other performance data. Prices will kick off at $61,490, before on-road costs, for the 6-speed manual and $63,990, before on-road costs, for the 7-speed automatic. Thanks to the new performance flagship model's arrival, the local arm of the Japanese carmaker also dropped pricing across the standard 370Z range by between $4,940 and $7,440. The Nissan 370Z Nismo's now confirmed outputs are still a fair whack off the impressive 441 kilowatts and 652 Newton-meters offered up by the twin-turbocharged 3.8-liter V6-powered $299,000 GT-R Nismo. Subtle as the power hikes may be, buyers can still look forward to a 370Z with a more aggressive body kit, larger brakes, revised suspension, and red exterior and interior highlights, as well as neat 19-inch race-forged alloy wheels. Other motors might have been through more generational changes, but few can have been through as many aesthetic and conceptual changes as the humble Micra Super Mini. After all, this is the 5th version of Nissan's baby, and over the years it has been through numerous stages: capable, toy-like, fun, boring and budget. And now, with this 5th generation, we've arguably got the best yet. Speaking bluntly, it needed to be. With the previous version, by its own admission, Nissan had produced a global car aimed primarily at emerging markets. Those for European buyers it simply wasn't up to par. This latest version, however, is very different. For starters, it has some sleek lines and a prominent nose, giving it a sporty look that couldn't be much further away from the anonymous and bland styling of previous models. In a sector of the market where styling can count for much in terms of buying decisions, it's definitely a step in the right direction, and we certainly approve. The same is true of the engine under the bonnet of this particular version. A downsized, 900cc, 3-cylinder turbo petrol with 90 bhp is enough to get the Micra from 0 to 60 mph in 12.1 seconds and onto a 109 mph top speed. Average fuel economy and emissions are 61.4 mpg and 104 grams per kilometer, respectively, but as always it's the way that the Micra delivers those statistics that's the real giveaway. The good news is that the baby Nissan's engine has a lively offbeat thrum from those 3 cylinders, although for us it could be more vocal, not something you'd usually request, obviously. The power delivery is rapid too, giving it a nippy feel about town when running through the cut and thrust of city traffic. However, we found that the problems came when running at a more constant speed in slow-moving traffic and on a very slight throttle input. Too often it felt that the engine's turbo was always either on or off, making your progress far from smooth and meaning you either constantly felt you didn't have enough acceleration or had too much. For such a small car that's likely to spend the majority of its time in an urban environment in exactly these part-throttle situations, it's a strange anomaly. When driven harder down a country road, ironically, the problem wasn't an issue, although it was exacerbated a little by the presence of a 5-speed manual gearbox when most modern cars offer 6. It's a shame when other elements of the Micra such as its handling, grip and ride quality are generally so good. It was a similar story with the interior. Ever since we first climbed into the driver's seat of the new Micra at the Paris Motor Show, we've been big fans of its interior and we haven't changed our minds. Make no mistake, it is smart looking and well laid out, with clear dials and controls that are easy to read. In terms of ease of use, it's a car that could teach some of its rivals a lesson or two. Yes, some of the materials and plastics here and there could be better, especially lower down or in the back seats, but overall this is a pretty good place to be. It's also practical with plenty of space in the front seats, a steering wheel that adjusts for both height and reach and a Sofix child seat mounting on the front passenger seat. The only downsides for us were the lack of a spare wheel. There's just a useless repair kit, and a very annoying and noisy rattle from behind the dashboard throughout our time with the car, despite extensive investigations to find it. For an area of the car market that is as competitive as the Super Mini, it's incredibly hard to stand out and even harder to succeed. The smart new Citroën C3 has arrived on the market, plus there's a new Ford Fiesta and VW Polo, so the job is going to be doubly difficult. Which makes this new Micra all the more impressive. It's not faultless, but Nissan's latest baby is night and day better than its predecessor and certainly one of the better small cars on the market today.